say you got interest in knowing more about Rastafari?
I want to know what they believe is, who they believe is God.
Right. All right, well, Rastafari, it's all about being genuine. I don't feel like no one knows who or what God actually is. So we work with that. As far as Rastafari is concerned, life and God aren't different things. Life is God. Life is God. Life is a grand mystery. And no one really knows what life is. Rastafari means life. And it's surrounded by mystery. So it's all about being honest and genuine. How we connect being honest and genuine with mystery is the fact that there is a lot of things that we know, we don't know. And there's a lot of things that are unknowable. And we agree with this law completely. So, at the core of Rastafari is meditation. So a Rasta is a meditator. Some people come to know the system in which Rastafari puts forth for you to develop yourself in meditation. It's more or less like a system of self-improvement through a meditation course that's set forth, with all the elements that are conducive of spiritual growth in these times. It's like it is a spiritual system that is very up to date. It has considered all the things present that may distract a person away from his own personal feeling of well-being. And so it has laid out a course that if you follow it at any measure, you're bound to discover the light within yourself. You'll find you're bound to discover a divinity within yourself. And so through the school of Rastafari, this is addressed on many levels. One of the major levels and one of the most relevant levels that this self-development is addressed on is the guru-disciple level. A relationship that is practiced very heavily in the East, and one we may have lost contact with along the way due to things that may happen in the history. Some say it's linked to the slave trade or whatever. However, we lost the link with the guru-disciple relationship. And so Haile Selassie is considered by a lot, even more than just the Rasta people, as the guru for the black people of all the world, or for the peoples of all the world, but particularly endeared by people of Western background who may not have come through the slave trade, who felt like they were suffering some type of bondage or oppression while living in the Western Hemisphere, or what we consider Babylon by attitude, an oppressive attitude or an oppressive regime or whatever. So Rastafari, in one sense, is a response, an expression is a response to a certain particular set of circumstances. Yeah.
I'm Christian,
right.
We in church, we saying Jesus,
right.
But I want to know, like, what do the Rasta say? What do other people,
Right. Rasta say Jesus is Selassie. Rasta say Jesus is a quality within everyone, within all life. There is a quality that Jesus is present, that has Jesus present in everything. We feel like Jesus' will expands all over the universe. It's all encompassing, and it isn't in any way prejudiced. It isn't any way for any particular time or for any particular people or even for any particular reason. At essence, Jesus is love. The way that we Rasta interpret Jesus in these times is through Rastafari. It's just the language may be different, but the expression is the same. It's a devotion. It's a deep and extreme devotion for what is in front of us, like it is now. The mystery that is in front of us. The miracle that is life. That is that we consider. Where we move it from a more secular sense to where it becomes more of a spirit. Give it a more spiritual quality. And what we feel like will give it a more lasting quality is that we don't leave the definition of what's good to the world. You know, we leave it in a mysterious aspect of life. We don't try to break it down to a moral code. We leave what's good to the decision of the bigness of the universe. See what I'm saying? It ain't more or less like we could not, with this way of seeing things, condemn someone else for whatever they do, for whatever they believe, because we see it all as an expression of the divine and ultimate. You know, so Rastafari is a Christian school, but a Christian school that isn't so moralistically based. It's love based. You know, in the sense where we're not gonna get caught saying that you're wrong for behaving a certain way, or you should behave this certain way, and that certain way you behave is gonna put you any closer to Jesus. You know, no way you behave is gonna put you further or closer away to Rastafari. You can behave however you like, because Rastafari ain't dependent on behavior. It's all about mystery. It's all about what you don't know. It's all about what you can't know. And it's all about your capacity to have that space to not know and to love. So it's a freedom that you give in everything originally. It's the original freedom that you have not to judge, not to measure, not to hold against, not to hate. Hating is a choice. You know what I mean? And before that choice, you choose to hate and try to hold something down, you at a neutral place. Where you can use that. That's the power that you have as a human being, is that neutral place. You have to choose your destiny, or choose your attitude. You know what I mean? And so what we do in Rastafari is we keep with a culture that traces us all the way back to that original attitude, to that neutral place where I ain't for or against. So sometimes we let our hair grow, sometimes we let our beards grow. Not fighting against anything, but allowing that neutral perspective to just allow it to manifest fully within ourselves first. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we raised in cultures of bias and cultures of bigotry, you know, and and sometimes we need time away to get into ourselves so that we can gain that neutral perspective that we ain't really raised around, you know. And that neutral perspective is that powerful perspective, because now you have the choice whether to hate or love this person and this individual. You don't just blindly go on dogmatic feelings or just tradition. You know what I mean? And even if the tradition is good, you don't use it to close yourself off from the bigger world where there's thousands and billions of traditions. You know what I mean? So it's an opening up, it's a flowering of Christianity. That's what Rastafari is. It's the flower of Christianity. Because what we do, we don't allow the scriptures to be dictated to us. We allow the scriptures to be updated by the power that we have. And that power is from that neutral place. You know, so having a culture that can help you trace yourself back to that neutral place is to give whatever you do power. You know what I mean? You could be a Christian on whatever level, as long as you're not a biased bigot, whatever you are. You know what I mean? And considering that your way is the chief way against all the rest, all the millions of ways, and then okay, you're the perfect everything. Christian person, family member, you know, just the key is not to get wrapped in our own way and our own biases and start using them to restrict our clear seeing that life is a grand mystery and our biases are no good but for ourselves, you know, and should be kept personal. You know. So this is what we do at Rastafari. We make strong and loving individuals and understanding individuals. You know what I mean? We don't try to make an understanding world or understanding society. We allow an individual to become understanding on their own, and we don't hold nothing against them. You know what I mean? So here you go. We've been given all the tools through a cultural perspective, one that's tailor-made to our experience, made by us, for us, on a platter for us to approach at any level we like. You know, not being dictated from the outside. And how we do this is that Rastafari involves a lot of music. A lot of music that we know in our spirits, even beyond our physical mind, that couldn't have come forth but from someone who was in a happy or in an airy and a good mood, or who was coming from a spiritual sense. It don't even have to be dictated to us by somebody. We can just hear certain music and know that had to be communicated from a person's heart, specifically to go to another person's heart. Identify with the Guru, Haile Selassie, directly. I really do. Yeah, Haile Selassie. That is that would, for me, that is myself. That's an aspect of myself, you know. That is myself, 100% truly who I am. Rastafari, Haile Selassie. That is who I am.
You know what Haile Selassie means?
That's just a title. That's just a title. Now, what does it mean to connect with Guru? To know God in yourself. To know what's good inside of you originally. You know, what does that mean? It means everything, because you gain all there is to be gained without any work on your behalf. You gain what's true in life. You gain the whole meaning of Christianity without ever actually calling yourself a Christian necessarily or stepping into a church. You gain the whole meaning of all religions and all faiths. That's what happens. You know what I mean? When you find Guru and you identify with Guru, the only way that really you can identify with Guru as your ultimate position or your original position or your actual position, and then you become happy. Because you realize God, or you realize mystery as your natural place, as your natural state. You know, you realize unknowable, unthinkable, undoable, magic as your everyday, as an everyday thing. And so it's not hard for you to bring people to that. It's not hard for you to bring your company to that. You know what I mean? It's not hard, and that's what we want. We want people like us who know how to be. That's what Christianity brings us to. Ultimately, to be in a company, to be good company, be the best company for everybody. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to be in people's company and not be a threat to them, not be a malice, not be a burden. You know, give the best offering, which is no problem. From me, you know, just an effortless presence, and that's what we are anyway. So to be who we are, you know, what else is it? You know, that's what we're gonna receive the love. That's what we're gonna give the love, and that's what Rastafari is all about.